Let's get some analysis on this story. Kris Berwouts joins us. Kris is the author of Congo's Violent Peace, Conflict and Struggle Since the Great African War. Thank you very much indeed for your time, Kris. One of those opposition candidates who's standing for president says 1.2 million people live in these 3 districts and they won't be allowed to vote until after the official results are expected to be announced. What difference is that going to make to the outcome?
Well, it's very important, of course. 1,200,000 people, it's an enormous group. And of course, in the first place, people doubt already about the democratic character. Will these elections be free and fair? That is something to remain seen. And in these conditions, of course, it's becoming even more difficult.
Is this Joseph Kabila, the president who will not be standing for re-election, basically trying to line up his preferred successor to make sure that that successor wins? And is that actually a good thing to back a particular person? Because Kabila is not universally popular in any way.
No, not at all. He lost the popularity he had in the last few years. And the regime tried to postpone the elections as long as possible. And as soon as it became clear it wouldn't get away with it any longer, it did do the efforts to organize the elections, but with the only objective to win them. So, and then it became absolutely clear that the regime would deploy all violence, pressure, intimidation, and fraud to do so. So, in the eyes of a lot of people, what is happening today is just part of that. It's neutralizing an important group of anti-Kabila voters.
Is it a problem with Joseph Kabila or the entire political elite? I want to read you a quote. Stephanie Walters, you'll know the name, an expert at the Institute for Security Studies in Johannesburg. She says the Congolese political class has demonstrated its venality, betraying a population that has repeatedly pushed for its right to elect a new president in a free and fair process. Would you agree with that quote?
I had the opportunity to talk with a lot of people at grassroots level, really. And the idea, the impression I had is that people are really fed up, not only with the president, but with the regime and with the entire political culture, let's say, where bad governance is so bad that in the 70s we had to invent the word kleptocracy for it. People want a change, and they tell you, we don't want to change the driver, we want to change the car. We need an entirely different system.
Kris, really appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Kris Berwouts speaking to us about this line that's come out of DRC in the past couple of hours of a delay in voting in 3 districts across the country.